And the shit that's crazy to me, before we started recording, I seen that he was having a dinner. He was like, yeah, you know, this the first album that I own all my masters. But the thing about the masters is that's cool to own it.
Yeah.
But somebody got to want it. Somebody got to want to buy that music, bro. If the music is trash, the masters are worthless. That's exactly what Jermaine Dupri said, and he was fucking right. It's a difference between having his first album and niggas like, someone later on down the line can sample my nigga. They could sample that. Who the fuck is sampling any of this shit that he's coming out with now? He don't own that shit. So if it's like, if you don't make the music that people want to use, that masters don't mean shit. You just got ownership, bro. Like, oh yeah, I got ownership. Not none of your back catalog. Like,
yeah, like you can like this is not to compare it to YG's music, but like to your point is like you can own a hoopty then. How do you want that hoopty?
Yo, facts, bro.
Who's looking to buy that car on its last leg? Like
owning 100%
who's looking to buy that car with all those miles on it? Like, there's no value for it.
Right. 100%. Owning 100% of something that's not of value still gives you no value at the end of the day.
It's like, what yo. So he would have to. So it's like, what you're saying, like for YG, it's like, well, how much is this worth? Like, who's looking to buy this? Like, tell me that. Don't tell me that, yo, I own my masters. All right, cool. Who's looking to get into this money? Who's looking, like, you write, like, my nigga, you read that somebody's definitely going to sample that joint.
Yeah.
But who's going to sample all your other joints? Like, who's going to look into that as much?
Does that speak to, like, because I feel like more recently, nowadays, in comparison to, like, when we were younger and there were, like, the huge, you know, back when, like, Bad Boy, Rockefeller, like, those labels were out, I feel like I hear a lot more about artists wanting to own their publishing and their masters nowadays, and, like, owning your masters and publishing is such a huge accomplishment now. It probably was back then, too, so I'm not going to take it away from the artists who made that stride back then, but it seems like it means so much more now. But I think my question was, like, for people who like YG are owning 100% of bullshit, it's like, doesn't that still speak to the issue of the business of the music is still the part where a lot of artists are lacking?
Yes.
And that's been a thing.
And that's because you got to think, YG's like on his 4th album, bro.
I would have never guessed.
This is like 4th or 5th album, something like that. And he's finally getting all his stuff back. But it's like, issues like that is because these niggas that are signing these record deals, at least back then, or even like in the early, all together, right?
Yeah.
They're in positions like Scottie Pippen. It's like, bro, my family needs this. Yeah. I'm in poverty. I'm in a bind with like money. I'm homeless. So like they're signing this stuff. They got the talent, but on one regard, it's like, bro, if you don't take this, I still won't have nothing. I'll be struggling, making ends meet. But then it's like, also, if you take the time to figure out how to record yourself, how to network with people, get studio time, stuff like that, then it's kind of like, it's the slow grind. It's currency.
Yeah, that's true.
It's currency. It's Larry June. It's those kind of artists that's like, all right, I want this, but I want this my way. So now, in turn, eventually I own everything. I start off owning everything. And I keep everything. And I learn a business myself versus going the fast route. And it's like, all right, well, we're going to give you $1 million, but we own everything in perpetuity. You feel me?
And niggas not understanding what perpetuity means.
Yeah. You know what? I think a lot of, like, to answer your question, well, I think like what a lot of artists are seeing now, like you hear those stories from people in the 90s, like even not just the artists, like when they do interviews and you hear about the terrible deals they had and how much they was getting paid, like to find out Little Mo never got paid for
Put It On Me,
Put It On You, never got paid for like all those big records she was on, like, and then you hear about Dru Hill being in these terrible ass deals. Where it's like they have no choice but to perform as much as possible to get their money. Like, so I feel like artists now look at that and kind of want to go into situations where they can get either be independent, like Corey was saying, or either put themselves in a position where they can get their masters without having it to be so long. Like, you said YG's like on his fourth or fifth album. He came out like I think 2014. So like took 8 years.
Yeah.
I think it took Anita Baker how long to get her masters?
Oh man,
God, bro. And that shit is sad, bro.
Decades.
That shit is so sad.
And it's like years now, like decades to get hers, and she has something where it's like that's gonna have some value. Someone is going to always play her music. Someone's going to sample her music, and then there's always someone could probably use her music for a commercial, a television show, or movie. So her I guess they look at it from what the artist did back in the that we listened to in the 90s and the early 2000s. They're trying to avoid those mistakes, and I think some of them do a good job. I think some of them, I don't know, man. Because even the independent route sometimes, like, I don't know if a lot of them are prepared for that route.
Yeah, because that's costly. That costs bread,
like,
bro.
Think about the money that a Sony, a UMG has. Like the money that those record companies have in comparison to whatever independent label that Larry June, love Larry June, but like you know what I mean. Like it doesn't compare. It really doesn't compare.
What do you mean, marketing wise?
Yeah, the backing for the support and you know what I mean.
But see, like Instagram's free. That's the best part.
But think about it this way. Like Instagram is still, if you're using it to make money, it's still a business.
Yes.
And knowing how to navigate Instagram, social media in general, knowing how, like these influencers who literally get paid to influence, and I'm not talking about get paid to pay their bills. I'm talking about getting paid to drive exotic, like, you know what I mean? They can afford that lifestyle. They use that shit. They use social media. They understand how to navigate that shit.
Yeah.
And milk it for everything it's worth. And they should.
Yeah.
And they really should. And that's what a lot of artists lack.
Yeah, but I mean, this era, I associate this era with no different than the early 90s, 80s, and niggas selling out their trunk in the Bay. It's word of mouth.
You know what? I
get what you're saying, though.
I agree. I look at this era too, even like an evolved form of the blog era.
Yes. That's an era right there.
Man.
Yes. Like, word of mouth.
Because you see how those. Because like I look at like if you imagine like the blog era had all these DSPs to their availability. Instagram is popping like it is now. Like TikTok, you know. Because I look at like those artists, like you said, I think of like who were selling like in the '90s in the back of their trunk. I look at the dudes now, like the Larry June. I don't know much about his music, but I see his following.
Yeah,
to me, is similar to what's the Dom Kennedy?
Yeah, Dom Kennedy. Yep.
Dom Kennedy and even Currency.
Yep.
Where it's like it's an independent move, but you know the business well enough to navigate. And to also feed your following. You know what your following is. You know what you know how many people you can get at a venue to sell out.
Yeah.
You have people like Corey, like yourself, who I'm a diehard fan. I'm a real fan. I'm a support. I'm gonna get a ticket when you're there if you're around. And not only get a ticket, I'm probably gonna get a good ticket.
Yep. Yeah,
and I'm to get best is something to get like to take home with me.
Merch.
So it's like you have those like they put into for their merch and everything. So I appreciate it for those artists like there who are able to like kind of like know how to have their business well enough to be able to do things on their own and not go to the label until they're ready.
Yes, and do a partnership.
You want to go to the next level.
Yeah, partnership. Yeah.
Partnership is the biggest thing. Understanding that this isn't I'm signed to you. No, I did a joint venture.
Yep.
Or I did in Baby's case a 90-10 split, or they own this for this amount of time, and then after the 3 years or 3 hours is up, that comes right back to me, kind of thing. Like really understanding the business, but that's also getting the proper team around you that everybody knows what they can do to help this end goal, which is for us to be successful and make money in this business, because it's a business.
Yeah.
You know who I worry about? Like I hope that she'll do fine in the future is I don't know her name, but the Munch John.
Ice Spice. You know what?
Like
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No, I say because like. Now, I'm not rooting against her,
yeah.
but like I always worry about like when you get caught up on getting discovered on TikTok. TikTok has a short attention span, so I don't even know if the song that you're putting out is that good. I know the part, like how you said with YG's Toxic. It's like I know that sample, but that's mostly to do with Mary Jane.
Yeah. Yep.
That has nothing to do with you. And then when I hear your contribution, I'm like, okay. So for her, it's like I know people like, and I ask that because I see people criticize her performance at Rolling Loud. And I saw there's a video where she went to Houston. People weren't even paying attention. So it's like you getting on too fast.
Yeah,
like, I worry about with TikTok. Like it gets people in who may not be prepared because you don't know how to perform. That's something that you need to do. People not gonna care about. Oh, well, she's young. Yada yada. They don't give a fuck about that. They pay money to see her. So once you put yourself out there, you gotta be. Are you prepared for that? Then can you make another hit? Or is that song that you make good? Is it good past you thought I was feeling you? Like, is it good past that? Like, I've
never heard the verse.
That nigga Juelz was on IG and he was like, "You thought I was feeling you?" That nigga eat butt.
That nigga's a munch.
I need Juelz.
Juelz a munch.
Juelz Santana, man. When that nigga got arrested for bringing a gun to the airport, I was like, That's
and then he ran.
Right there,
then he run.
I don't want to focus on other things besides rap.
You got bigger problems.
Oh wait! I did want to make a point about what's her name?
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. 9 times out of 10, they only signed her to a single deal.
Okay.
Get the single off, and it's a wash. I'm gonna make the money now. Write it off tax time. That's probably what's gonna happen. But speaking of Juelz Santana, Juelz Santana disappointed me. He disappointed me. God damn it, bro! I knew somebody was gonna understand this. He's such a disappointment because Juelz was running a decent race with Wayne, decent race that he could have. Had he stayed the course, he could have easily been neck and neck with Wayne with features and output of content. But once that studio got raided, it was downhill for him.
So I'm not about the studio, but I will say, like, I always felt like, I guess it showed Juelz, he was just lazy. Like, whereas, like, or maybe not lazy, but he needed a team to help, someone to, like
guide him.
Yeah, it's like,
he needed a camera.
Been like, do you watch Entourage?
I've watched it before.
Okay.
So you talking about like are you about to refer to Saigon?
No. I ain't the Saigon. I was saying more so like Juelz is like a Vince character where it's like he's
I know who Vince is.
He needs somebody to guide. He needs a manager to guide and make sure like you need to do this, that, the third. Like he's not gonna do it himself. Like because even with Juelz Santana, even to add to your point, it was so disappointing with him is that he allowed Jim Jones to be a better rapper and artist than him.
That's insane, bro.
And
who would have saw that? Jim Jones?
What did he say? Stay consistent.
Yeah.
And he did. And you know, it's so funny you said that. I was listening to a best of Stack Bundles, and you hear Jim Jones rapping, and he was so fixated on being so aggressive on these records that now when you hear him, he's more Latsy Daisy, and the bars get off a lot better with him rapping the way he raps now. Because before it was like, and now it's like peas on the block, and you know we never set up shop. And
that's his temperament. He's rapping at a pace. That's his temperament. Because even if you've seen him like on what you call it, the shows and shit, like it's probably the weed, but like he's very low. Chill, like low key, a chill, calm attitude. You know what I mean? Attitude, and it comes out in his raps now, and that's his speed. That's his speed. The way that Ross raps, like his luxury rap. You know what I mean? Like that kind of flow. It's that kind of speed, and that's what he need to stick to.
Yeah,
that's real. That's real. I do agree with that. Like that shows that Jim Jones, like he was willing to put in the work, to fix his flow. Like Juelz. Brian makes a joke that Juelz Santana was just he was satisfied with just being able to mess with so many Dominican women from Harlem. Like he was content with that.
Juelz was a baby too. We also gotta remember he was a baby.
Yeah, because he's a 19-year-old from Harlem.
Yep.
You know, brown skin boy, half Spanish,
Dominican, whatever the hell he is.
Black, wearing the bandana, a throwback. Like I can imagine having his way and being able to have access to all the pretty women in New York, especially Harlem. And that probably was something that he was satisfied with. Yeah. And like, I'm not trying to go farther because you're right. He definitely could have. He was the first on that first with Chris Brown. Then, because Chris Brown, he had
huge hit.
He had the Chris Brown feature, and then Wayne had the Chris Brown feature.
Huge hit.
Yeah,
huge hit.
Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. Like it seemed like once it was time for them people to move independently, Juelz Santana just couldn't do that. Some people need a record label because they need someone to tell them what to do. You know, they don't know how to do things on their own. Cameron and Jim Jones, they seem like they were able to do so. To find different hustles to keep them. Juelz Santana, no siree.
Who was managing Juelz around that time? Y'all know?
I don't know. I thought it would be.
Probably thought it would be Jim Jones.
Yeah.
It might be Duke the God. I think Duke the God was like the president, but I feel like he was or maybe it was what's the Powell nigga name? Luca Brasi, maybe?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I know all these niggas' names, but I'm pretty sure Duke the God was the president, but I feel like he was the niggas' managers too.
I'd be interested to know who that was.
Yeah, because the last
kind of
Chris Brown, he was on that song. The last Juelz Santana hit that I remember hearing was Back to the Crib.
Yeah, and that did have Chris Brown on it.
Yeah.
And I think that was a Def Jam record.
Before was the Beamer Benz and Bentley. So I thought he was going to make I thought that you have a good point about being disappointed. I thought he was going to come back in 2010. And I was like, okay. All right.
Now I understand when you were saying the lazy part because you're absolutely right.
Damn,
he did the same thing. He did the same thing when he came back with Time Ticking and had Dave East, Rowdy, and Bobby on it. And it was it's like a lot of false starts with his career, bro. It's always a false start. Then he had the mixtape that came out, or the EP, the Free Juelz joint after that. And it was just like, I could get out there. I can't stay out there.
That's not even a good
he's just not someone.
It worked for the song. It's because Dave East make warehouse nigga music.
Dave East is not.
Dave East make music for niggas that work at Amazon and like the giant warehouse.
Oh Jesus!
I never got the what it was about Dave East.
Dave East, it's
okay.
He's very much still a block nigga. He's very 100%. Much like he would be seen just on blocks in Harlem hanging out.
He went to Towson. No, the nigga got like, Baltimore City ties.
Dave East to me was just like, okay, he can rap.
Right,
yeah, it's
right.
All right. It's cool.
It ain't nothing to call home about.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, bro. Like, I'm not even mad. Like, I want you to win. I'm hopeful that that you're gonna have something that I want to hear, but like, it's never.
It's like,
I ain't holding my breath.
Yeah. New Dave East dropping.
Okay.
Yeah,
so is Ace Hood.
Okay, that's good.
So is Ace Hood, nigga.
Oh, man.
But a lot of these dudes, man, I just like. But for Juelz, I do agree, man. He was a disappointment. Him, like Young Chris was a disappointment.
How the fuck did I know he was going to say Young Chris, bro? How the fuck did I know, bro?
Young Chris wasn't a disappointment like Juelz Santana, where it was his fault. I feel like Jay-Z just dropped that ball on that.
Jay-Z dropped the ball, Rico Love dropped the ball, LeBron dropped the ball. But at some point, that's three different people. Are they all to blame for this?
Is it a coincidence?
Is it a coincidence?
Because he used his flow, I'm blaming Jay-Z. I'm like, yo, your flow evolved because of this 16-year-old kid. You could have at least did him a solid and gave him an executive producer.
Screaming D Block like you ready to die today. I clip hood, rest of the clip for holiday.
That was nasty.
Jada going heads to his ass buried, and Yonkers won. No more drama. Ass married.
It was just. Was it like a situation? It was just business.
I think
it was just business.
Yeah, and he was young. But then it was like when he moved on to the Division I deal, it was 2 records, bro. 2 fucking records that I recall. And it was so sad because he was the first artist signed to Division I. Rico Love was starting to pop on his own. Like, but then it was just like, after that, it was like, what happened?
Bro, Rico Love, oh my God, I forgot about it. I didn't like when he and Crit did music. Like, Crit is my nigga. But I never felt like they did. I never felt like they made anything solid. Like, I never understood what, like, I didn't understand the Rico Love way to go to him. Like, why was he the go-to? Like, it disappointed me with that every time him and Crit collab. But to your point with even young Chris, like, bruh, he was supposed to even. I thought he was gonna come back at least 2010 too, because he was. I mean, that was the time he was doing a lot of stuff with Wale.
Yeah,
like there was a time Wale was coming up to Temple in North Philadelphia. A lot of that to do with Temple chicks. And
yes,
Chris.
They would just we would be in the SAC. We would be in the SAC, which is the Student Activity Center. That's what it's short for, SAC.
Why y'all ain't just say it?
Because that's a mouthful, nigga. Pause. We would, for niggas that went to Temple, shout out to TU. Y'all know what the SAC is. The SAC was like the hangout, whatever. I vividly remember coming out of the SAC on a few occasions, and niggas would be like,
coming out of the SAC is crazy. This is some nutty conversation, bro.
Don't talk about my school.
Yes.
Don't talk about my school. Don't talk about my school. And it would be like, yo, that's Wale tour bus right there. And he would be on campus, and niggas would just be like, what the fuck is Wale doing?
Yeah.
Like, there were so many times that happened. I'm like, is it Wale? Like,
but I also remember too, his DJ is DJ Omega. He went to Temple.
Oh,
that's
DJ
right.
Omega don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it was just I don't know. It was just I just remember that, and it was always like, nigga, what are you doing here?
Just chilling there.
What are you doing? Like, he would just be chilling. Funny ass times. Right?
That's crazy. Bro.
Shout out to Temple, yo. Shout out to you.
But yeah, Chris had some shit.
I thought he was gonna come back, and then even you did house parties. So I'm like, okay.
Shout out to Neef.
Yeah, because that was a dope record. That was a dope record. Yeah.
I'm so upset with that, man. I'm sorry.
I don't know, because I always look at them niggas as, I guess because they didn't really blow up the way that we all thought they would. It's like them niggas, you really go and see them. Really seen them niggas in Lansdowne.
Yeah, we did.
Like, we really seen Neef in Lansdowne.
Yeah, we definitely did, bro. And I was just like, and see, I'm not from up here, so I'm like, that's Neef?
Is that Neef? I'm like, oh yeah, that's his sister restaurant and shit. Like,
and I was just looking, I'm like, what?
But you know what though, like, yo, like for those folks, like, I feel bad. I do feel bad for them, but like only because like I guess they signed up like once around when Rockefeller was just on its way to the end, like because Young Guns they had an okay run. Freeway just never got the respect because of that second album.
I hate that for him.
But that second album was fucking great, bro.
He deserved all the good. No, you can never say nothing bad about Freeway around me.
He has the best ear for beats and hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
and Ross.
Okay, all right. Don't sleep on my boy Ross.
Ross
who was it? Who could have been a cash cow too? Petey Craig.
Yeah, Petey dropped the ball.
That boy had some demons.
Yeah. He's fighting.
That boy had some demons.
Yeah. Bro, you got all that with Neo. How did you not go?
Petey, I wanted better for Petey, but that nigga would be in the after hours in North Philly a little too much for my liking. Like, during the Temple hour, Temple years, and right after it'd be like Petey Crack here. Why? Why is Petey Crack here? Like, nigga, you got shit to do.
Yeah, bro, the Petey Crack shit, it was disappointing because it was like he had the Neo look, But then he had the Roots look too. So he's like an honorary member of the Roots.
That's two mainstream entrances,
bro.
Like, and you know what I mean? Neither worked out.
Yeah, man. Then he did the camel hunting season mixtapes. It was like,
can I ask y'all, like, how do y'all feel about like rap music now? Like in a sense of like from not to get so deep in like some sad, like from all the passing of PNB Rock, like. Do you look at, like, now at this age, like, do you, I was talking to D about this too, like, we have conversations about it, like with gangster rap now, like, do you look at it differently after seeing all these rappers, like, getting killed, or does it not change how you feel about listening to rap music?
Nothing changes for me, and nothing changes for me because I look at this as entertainment, like, I just had this conversation. Shout out to Pub Poppy Huss. I just had this conversation that I don't look for music to be like, oh, I know this nigga's doing this, or I don't gotta believe you. That was one of my things that I'm trying to figure out if that's an issue of believability in music and why people gravitate to it or don't gravitate to it. But for me, with the gangster rap stuff, it's just like I don't believe this nigga is killing somebody, and I don't care. Like,
well, you know what? I think I understand that, and I pretty much agree with that. I think from another angle, it was like, if like to go back to your question, Rod, and the comparison in timeline, like when, let's say back when early 2000s, when like I think back then it was more obvious that rappers who were like in the streets knew when to say, all right, I'm done with that shit. I'm on the music shit because this is legit and it's making me money, and I'm a rapper. Whereas now, and I can't say it didn't happen back then, but now it just seems like it's so common that rappers who were in the streets at one point, they cannot leave the shit alone.
Yep.
They cannot leave. They really don't know when it's like, yo, sometimes it's unfortunate. Like, you might not be able to go back to your hood the way you thought you could. And that's okay. That's okay, bro. It's not okay, but it's okay in the sense like these kids is crazy.
No, I agree. I do agree with that. I agree with both what you're saying.
Right.
Like Corey, I do agree. Like at a point, like I think I had to get older to get to what you were saying. Like I don't look at rap now. I don't care how realistic it is. I'm here for the entertaining part. Like I look at rap now like as wrestling. Like these dudes just beef with one another. They just talking shit. Because they get paid to talk shit, and that's all it is. And if they spar with one another every once in a while, bet that's entertaining for me. You know, a lot. I think for your part, I do agree. Like, yo, most of these dudes, they don't know when to leave it alone. Like, even with something like it's sad with Nipsey, with like,
yeah, man, let's be real.
You don't gotta, like, bro, like, you get, like, apparently you got killed because you insulted some dude who was a snitch or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't want to play that. I would assume not to play that game because this dude is fucked up already in the head. Right. And this dude is not, and doesn't care. It's like, yo, if you assault me, at least my name will live because I'm the one who took you out. He has a terrible way of thinking, like, in that manner, and you don't want to mess with that.
Yeah.
And have that come to you.
Right. Don't invite that in.
Because them dudes not gonna care. Like, from everything I've heard from rap music, from street shit, from rap music to even movies and TVs, like, you see a common denominator that there's no honor amongst thieves. There's no honor amongst thieves. There's no code. If you do something, I'm gonna step out of line. Like, there's a bunch of dudes stepping out of line to whack, to take. I said probably Soprano, but to kill each other. Like, they don't care. Like, if they feel insulted, they're gonna be in their feelings and address that moment, no matter how irrational it's going to be.
Habitual line steppers.
But
all of them.
But I do think with rappers, like, Corey, I think, like, I would be cool if we would be able to accept that rap is just entertainment. But I do think rappers have to acknowledge that. I don't think rap music, even from when we grew up listening to it, ever acknowledged that this is only entertainment. Like, I don't care that you beefing with somebody.
Yeah.
Like, keep it in music.
Yeah.
But when you go on record, go on air, talk about talking shit about this man, talk about you gonna put a bounty to get his chain taken or whatnot. You step it out of music, and now you call for threats, and then you causing something, and then when something happens, you want to say it's only entertainment.
Right.
Like, that's my thing. Like, yo, make it only entertainment. Just make it entertainment for everything. There might be some truths to what you're saying, but just make it entertainment. You don't have to. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that what you're saying is probably you're hyping this up.
Yeah.
I don't believe that you want to run up on this nigga and see him, steal him, or spray his mother's crib up or whatever. I don't believe you want to do that. Like, I would hope so that you don't want to do that. Like,
not making all this money.
But it's the
waste all that money. So it's like, I would hope that you don't want to do it. But I feel like rappers have to do that. But rappers don't want to do that. I think now they don't want to do that because now it's more about selling a brand and a lifestyle and lyrics. Cause like if it's lyrics, it's like I could just spit it. It's like a clever way of playing the dozens. Like I'm gonna just come at you. I'm just like talk about your sneakers are ugly. Yo, you don't rap better than me. You don't got more money than me. My car, it costs more than your crib. Like, Like I could talk. I'm in a bigger position. My status is known. Like I could talk shit, but now dudes nowadays don't care about being able to talk shit creatively anymore.
Yeah,
it's no honor.
So in their mind, they gotta see you, and for our generation, I think our generation is the same way too. Like I'm pretty sure a lot of our rappers probably would have definitely got set up back in the day if there was social media to show social media to show where you at.
Their moves.
They can find you, run up you. Like I do believe a lot of these rappers would have definitely probably ran up on one another, but
they would have been
not being able to have access
to
each other.
Ray J would have got him.
This nigga Ray J gonna send the Booty Warriors.
Ray J would have got him.
Ray J. First of all, that's a legend.
Ray J is just, it's like, all right, you're not affiliated, you adjacent, you hood adjacent, but you're not, nigga, you're an R&B nigga for
that nigga said.
You're an R&B, you're Brandy's brother, bro. Let's fight down.
To apologize for being a broke ass nigga.
Don't get Fabulous
that
on the
was
line.
entertainment.
Tell him to apologize. It's like
that was entertainment, and it was like Fab. It did not deserve a response. Yo, you said what you had to say. All right, niggas, sit that nigga
some
down.
Booty Warriors. They gonna come fuck him in the ass.
Yeah,
bro,
what? He said it on. I remember seeing that.
Very crazy,
he said it on live air.
Yeah, it's like y'all ain't got no delays.
Y'all let that nigga call and y'all played it live.
Charlemagne, hey Envy.
Are we live?
Are we live?
Like when a nigga say that, you already know he about to get the run in his mouth.
What you about to say, nigga?
Like, commercial break, drop a couple hits. Let's pre-record.
Drop a couple. Hey, yo, fellas.
let's pre-record this joint and clip out what we need to. Cause that nigga was tripping.
Maybach, I got a Maserati in the front. I'm like, okay, Ray J.
Okay, Ray.
Two pools.
What's his name? William. Is that his name?
Ray J.
William something. Norwood.
Norwood.
Yeah, that
the second. The nigga's like a junior. The second. Like, shut up.
Nah, bro.
Oh my God, Willie Norwood.
Yeah, Willie Norwood Jr.
Willie Norwood Jr. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, Ray.
And he acts like a nigga named Willie too.
Real erratic and shit. Just start doing shit just
barking.
to be doing it. Yeah,
just barking. He's just barking. It's like, yeah, you Snoop cousin and shit, but like, Snoop ain't getting involved in that bullshit. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? That comes back to the original point. It's like certain rappers, they understand that, like, yo, them niggas ain't got nothing to lose. I got too much to lose. Mm-hmm. I can't entertain shit like that. Even though I'm affiliated or whatever, like I was in the streets, it's like now I can't afford to make those kind of moves, and they are aware of it.
And niggas got to get old. Not even just with rappers, even niggas too. I want our niggas to like.
I want our niggas.
I want them to learn, like, yo, you don't gotta address everything.
That's
man.
it.
Like,
that's it. If it don't apply,
somebody like if that person ain't stopping your money, if that person ain't putting hands on you,
harming your family.
Yeah, like if it crosses the line, okay, then put pause on niggas and address niggas. But if it's not crossing the line, that nigga, if a person is just saying something, like you don't gotta act, you don't have to be irrational. You don't have to be irrational all the time. Like that's not a moment to be irrational and lose everything. Like like you said, you gotta be in a position where you have something to lose. You have something to lose.
Act like it.
Yeah, your pride doesn't come before your responsibilities, your priorities.
Yeah.
Right? And niggas just be quick to just go off, just
jump off the damn deep end.
Yeah, like yo, you get this money.
That's what y'all had, and that's what y'all had, like, you know, young boys for.
Yeah.
Like if you really wanted to get the nigga chain took, and like you can make it happen and nobody would know it was you.
The 50 Cent John Wick shit.
Yeah, like niggas don't move like that no more.
Do that, like, but somebody stole Ja chain and they seen the nigga that stole his chain with 50, and then that pretty much what started the beef.
Right.
Remember when Chingy got his chain took
at the gallery?
That's what
Chingy came and did an appearance at the gallery, which is where the studio is.
Okay.
That used to be it is.
Yeah, so they used to be fat. They call it Fashion District now.
Yeah, but it's the gallery. Everybody know the gallery.
Yeah.
Chingy came and that nigga got his chain ticket.
It's the wrong place to flag.
Yeah, man.
Too, like I want niggas to go places too where it's like if you gonna leave out the hood, California may not be it for you. Like let's say California, LA may not be fit for you. Yeah. Like they don't seem like they trying to protect people out there. The gun laws are crazy, so you can't protect yourself. Like I'm convinced niggas trying to leave the hood, like go maybe San Francisco, go to Portland,
go to San Francisco,
go watch the Warriors play. Like go see the Blazers, go see Dame Time, or go out in Phoenix. Like at least the weed is also there's recreational weed, so you can smoke out there too. You can at least have space, but like. These are stop trying to go places just to show off, just to feed their vanity. Like that's what LA is to me. It's like you just want to flex, and like you flex around people who are poor and have nothing to lose.
Yeah, when the sneaks start leaning.
Yeah, it's like
and the heat stop working. I'm saying,
if I got this chain, I'm talking about it costs like more than your rent, and you wearing it and not to make it about P&B Rock, but it's like. Because I see plenty of rappers you hear plenty of rappers who just go in the neighborhoods with these crazy exotic cars, and these neighborhoods are shit.
Yeah,
it's like what are you doing? Like, it's almost like you asking for trouble.
You gotta be aware, and it don't have nothing to do with like, oh, I'm good in every hood. You're
nigga.
not. You do not know that for a fact. You're not Snoop. I feel like Snoop is one of the rare niggas who can do that. Who's really good in every hood. Like
also older too.
All like gang, like you know what I mean. Niggas with gangs ties, they respect Snoop.
Everybody knows who Snoop is.
Everybody respects Snoop. He be banging.
And then you don't want to be the person
now.
And then you don't want to be the person that like tries Snoop. Like you gonna be corny. Like someone. Yeah. Snoop is a nigga like if you tried him, someone in their neighborhood would mess you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you. That's. He's good in every hood. Like I said, but you know, like younger rappers today, it's like the clout shit really be a lot of their downfall. The chasing the clout shit really. It's like it's not even necessary. Rich niggas don't brag about being rich. Let's be real. Real rich niggas, they don't have to do that. It speaks for itself.
And their money, and then like they money, like it's like you said, the money speaks for itself. It's like like then I don't want you. Then I'm like I'm not trying to show this off to you in a way for you to feel like hate off me.
Right.
Like all that
motivational purposes.
Like when I always say like when I think Meek will talk about flexing on the gram for inspiration. I'm like, bro, that's vanity, bro. I don't believe that.
Rolling on my wrist.
Yeah, like you showing that on Instagram, and that's cool. You want to flex and all that, but you're not thinking about the other young niggas who see that like they dirty and dusty, and they don't give a fuck about themselves, and they're just looking at you like, well, why he there?
Yeah,
and I'm not there. They're not thinking about, okay, can I just go? I can do what you did and make it.
Yeah,
and I think
they want
you're
the
not
fast
thinking
way.
about the dudes that you feed in that stuff too. So like, I feel like if more rappers would just be honest. And just be upfront and just say, like, hey, believe what Jay-Z said in ignorant shit. believe none of what you. He said, believe none of what you
see.
hear, half of what you see, even if it's spat by me.
Yeah,
and if that said, I would kill niggas
dead.
One of his best. That's
bars.
one of his best lyric verses for me. American Gangster is a classic. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh no, you right there. You're right there.
Y'all on the same page.
Yeah.
That's a classic album. That like I listen to that, bro.
Out the cuffs, unlock the gates.
It's the ignorant nigga that you love to hate.
The 07 Ice Cube, BC, so rude.
Like, ain't nobody trying to see. Ain't nobody trying to see because he be about that life.
But that whole verse, that whole second verse though, bro. Like when he said, he's like, they're all actors looking at themselves in the mirror backwards. Can't even face themselves. Don't fear no rappers. They're all weirdos. Like I even heard interviews with Jay, even 50, saying like, "Yo, this is just like rap is just competition." Like,
bro, it's a job.
Don't let this shit get you killed, bro. Yeah, because it's entertaining.
Because 50 was talking about, I don't know if y'all saw that Breakfast Club interview he did. He was talking about how Beyonce ran up on him.
Yeah.
Because she thought he was beefing with Jay-Z.
He's like, yo, Jay, what the fuck is this?
And 50 was talking about that Jay-Z looks so embarrassed. Like, come on. Like,
Beyonce, that's the Beyonce I don't like. Like, go sit the fuck down. You're Beyonce. Don't forget who you are.
That's Third World Trill.
Like, but it's like, he was like, saying like people get caught up in that. It's like, yo, they don't even realize there's a mutual respect between Jay-Z and 50 Cent. It's
yo, somebody come get his wife, bro. Come get your wife.
Get your wife is crazy.
50 was like, is she serious? I was like, I'd have cracked up laughing if Beyonce roll up on me, like.
Now, if she had Solange with her, it'd have been a different story. I'd have been like, all right.
No, I'm telling you, I'm walking away. I'm not getting hit. I'm not getting hit with nobody.
Solange be about that life.
That hit on Lee kick out there, no, she was up Jay-Z.
She be about that life, so I probably would have. You know what? You got it. You right.
You got it, sis.
Right.
Nah, like
she be about shit.
It's like people just don't. People don't want to acknowledge that part. Like even. Like, Pusha T is the best person to me when it comes to distance because that man will diss you but not send people to our knowledge. Not
you know
send
better.
People to, yeah, it's like, what? Like, why do I want to threaten you? I'm getting money I'm making diss records for Arby's. Getting stats.
He don't miss. He one of them niggas that know this shit that he got going on is too valuable to jeopardize it.
Yeah,
like, the nigga was in the streets. And he know that code, and he know that life, but he's beyond that.
Yeah, and like he said, he's like, and then when you part of that this is why I believe certain rappers. He's like, when you've been a part of that, you know that this stuff is just this ain't shit. Yeah. Like most of these dudes don't want to fight you. They don't want to see you. Like this man has said that I've dissed Birdman and Drake and seen them in elevator lobby. Nobody
that nigga said, "You good? You good?" I'm fine.
And I believe Pusha when he says that. Like, and then remember when that person tried to remember when someone tried to get on stage or run up on him on stage in Canada?
Yeah.
And got stomped out.
Yeah, nigga. Shout out to Upscale Vandal because them niggas ain't playing. Even when Wale came out that time and he was just trying to hug him. He just trying to hug that nigga. That nigga stepped back like, oh, nigga. He's like, oh, you can't do that shit, nigga. Like,
that's how I know Pusha. That's why I know Pusha from the streets, man. I believe Pusha T is like his mannerisms. Like he's never done anything where it's like put himself where he had to show he about that life, but it's like the subtle thing.
Yeah,
like I got these niggas up back here who stomp your ass out. You want to try me?
I got niggas to do that though. Yes. That's the key. That's the difference here.
Knowing to put the money around you than anywhere else.
Right. I got niggas that'll do that. I don't have to do that.
Security.
Yeah. And ain't nothing wrong with it. That's how you gotta move once you hit a certain position. Once you hit a certain level, you have to move like that.
Yeah, man. You need a better offense. You need to make sure your offensive line is better than the Bengals. Otherwise, you get stacked like Joe Burrow.
God damn it. He tried.
Serious, dog. You're right, though. I do agree with that.
Yeah, man. Well, Rock, man, this was a pleasure, dog. We didn't get an intro off, so we'll get your intro and post credits.
I mean, because you get it down and just clip it in.
I have an idea that how I want to do this.
Okay. Good conversation, man. Like I love moments like this. I have a good conversation with folks.
Yeah, dog. Because we up to a minute and 40. So I don't. I'm
Really?
sorry, an hour. I'm sorry, an hour and 40 minutes.
You got plenty of content.
Yeah, I don't never go this long on the pods, but yeah,
shit.
dog. This is great, bro. This is really great. I initially wanted to do something like this because I wanted to add more to the platform in a different series. So this will probably be the start of this new series that is still untitled, but it's strictly about just the conversations that me and Lauren have on our way to brunch, concerts, all that shit, and the ones that I have with my friends and the group message. And it was just like, I felt like you were the perfect person to start this series off, just based off the stuff that I see that you post and the conversation that you and Lauren have about music. So I felt like you were the perfect person to start this series off. I really appreciate you, man.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you doing your thing, man, as well, and being able to be a part of that as well. Like, I respect that you. I'm a fellow geek myself. I know you're a geek for like wrestling, like, and I say that like, yo, you go hard for that. So like, and I wish I could have that same level. Like, again, having a black church mother, I wasn't able to watch wrestling when I was a young boy. But when I got 13, I forget what era it was. It was when John Cena was in the beginning.
Oh, Ruthless Aggression.
Yes, but Teddy Long was all. Yeah. Teddy Long was sticking the Undertaker on niggas like left and right.
You're going 1-on-1 with the Undertaker.
Yeah, like, and then like it's like I can hold you, my boy Vince. He's a wrestling head too.
Okay.
Like, his appreciation.
I did not know Vince was into wrestling.
Which he would definitely have a crazy conversation about wrestling with you as well. Like, I know, like, geek wise, like I'm into anime, like in music, like that's my twist, man. Like, I could talk about music a lot, like, just as a fan. Not even just, like, as someone who, like, you know, who
consumes,
is involved in this. Like, just as a consumer, like the rest of y'all. Like, you guys enjoy the same things, you know, in your perspective. Like, that's a good conversation when you're not trying to, I don't say argue, because I think argument is cool. Like, I do think having opinions challenge is always good for conversation. But you don't want to have the opinion. You can't have the opinion challenge if you're just spatting it down and not even dismissing it. You know? So that's like when I asking y'all a question. I love hearing y'all perspectives on things, like, and you know, hearing it and getting it from a different outlook. You know what I mean? And then finding out that we feel the same way about certain things.
Yeah.
So like, you always appreciate these type of platforms where you get a good open conversation. So I'm definitely happy to be a part of that, man. Like, again, thank you both for letting me be a part of this and speaking to y'all.
Of course.
You want to get your social media handles out there?
Yes.
Shout outs as well.
I think it said, "Oh yes." So
yes, yo, you can definitely follow me on top _ramen_noodles on Instagram, and definitely follow my page 8th and B-side. Definitely, I'm working on a platform myself of being able to have different conversations, and different perspectives and different content of different things. Just like how, you know, Live does with Jones with Passport, even with yourself too, bro, of your podcast. Like, I get inspired by that, the consistency that you guys put into it. So I'm working on that, doing that myself, and branching out to local artists. I am a music journalist. I cover a lot of local artists throughout the Philadelphia region by working at WXPN Radio. So I would advise, like, if you do follow me, what you can expect is definitely an interview with the singer. I'm not sure if you remember her live, Gogo Morrow, who's from Philadelphia, who's been doing her thing. She's been doing her thing since the Kings ruled together sweatshirt era.
Wow.
Yes.
What a time. That's crazy.
For those who don't remember, like, there was a time when everybody was wearing them sweatshirts. Shout out to Karan Swift. Like, everybody had them Jones.
I had one.
Shil Moody, Cody Kamar. Like, she was around that time where she was both artists.
Oh, she got timing. She got timing.
Yeah, she moved to LA a couple years ago and been doing her thing. She was doing her thing out there. She got to be a part of the Sunday service from Kanye West.
Wow.
Yeah, she recently got signed to Interscope, and she performed on BET. Her song.
Oh, she was at the BET Awards.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Shout out to her. That's what's up. That's
what's
huge. That paid off, girl.
I remember the name.
That
She was in the little pit area as like one of the newer artists. I remember they was talking about her during Sunday service.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love all of that.
For her, that was probably I'm happy, excited about that because that's probably one of my highlights for this year. Like she was one of the first person I covered when I was at XPN in 2014, and to see her grow.
Yeah.
So I was like, see her grow. I was like, yo, I was happy to be able to get the opportunity to speak to her.
Yeah.
And like, yo, because like my thing is like I want to be able to at least say that like I don't say put people on, but
you invested.
I have a platform for people to get put on.
Yeah, you invested in them and wanting to see them grow and you know what I mean, and progress. Yeah.
So for her, we got an interview coming out on Tuesday on WXPN as well. So if you follow me, you're definitely gonna see a link for that. And then there's an article that's gonna be dropping for her. I'm very excited about that. And then there's other stuff I got in the future coming out.
Okay.
That I'm definitely gonna reach out to y'all. Definitely, when I got it all down, I'm definitely gonna announce it. Definitely reach out to y'all to talk more about it. But just again, follow me at Instagram. That's why we follow a lot of stuff that I'm doing. Top_ramen_noodles. A lot of stuff coming out there in Philadelphia that I can't wait to document and show out to y'all. So if y'all have to follow the kid. Get some good content. And ain't the B-side too. If you like anime and rap music, I'm letting you know this will be something for you. Definitely that's why you should follow
less. Say less. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you again, y'all. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all allowing me to be on the platform again, man.
For sure.
Very good conversation, man. Like, y'all niggas is funny.
For sure. Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Rock. That's my boy. Me and Rock go back.
Yeah,
way
man.
back. We got years in. We got over a decade in. But like that's I always tell Corey this. Like you're one of those very few stand up, consistent like guys that I've had the pleasure of having like a friendship with over these years. So I really like value that. So shout out to you. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your perspective. Shout out to Corey, of course. You know, the man with the plan. I appreciate
this, man. All this love, man. I'm about to celebrate by smoking a blunt afterwards.
As you should. As you should.
Enjoy
that. Nice rainy Saturday. Enjoy that, yo.
Yeah. I'm about to hit up the dispensary.
There you go. There you go. Do your thing.
Yeah, get a cheesesteak, maybe.
It's your day, yo.
It's your holiday. Everybody do binge watching, man.
Make it happen.
I appreciate y'all, man. Again, Corey, thank you again. If there's anything else you need, bro, let me know, man. I definitely appreciate, again, you allow me to be a part of your platform. If there's any way I can support, just let me know.
Man, I appreciate it. Shout out to Pod Poppy Hush. Shout out to Cousin Al. Shout out to Cousin Mel. Make sure y'all shop at the Glam Stash. The Glam Stash. Shout out to everybody, bro. I'm like I said, this probably be 2 parts. But yo, this was fun, and more is coming from the brand in a way more consistent kind of in a way more consistent pace. Took some time off just to really, as a creative, sometimes that's needed, and that's okay. Take as much time that you have, then you get back in the stew, and you good. But you know how I end this: Baltimore County forever.
Yeah.